What's happening, people? Welcome back to another video. Before I get into it, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. We are at 76 subscribers, 24 away from that elusive 100. I really want to hit it as quick as possible, so yeah, if you haven't done so, please click that subscribe button. Also, we have a weekly newsletter. The QR code that you can scan, it'll be in the little banner that is on the video, so make sure you guys go and scan that for your weekly newsletter, talking about the business side of sport. But without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Josh Kelly, who takes on Bakram Murtazaliev this Saturday in Newcastle for the IBF super middleweight title. He's got 17 one-on-one, a very good amateur, Olympian, and his only defeat is coming against David Avanesian, who's gone on to lose against the elite operators in Jaron Ennis, etc. And so, look, it's a big step up for Josh Kelly. But ever since that defeat, he's come and he's looked very good against Ishmael Davis on a Riyadh season shows. Showcased his skills there. Was obviously promoted by Wasserman. I mean, it sort of seemed. I mean, with Wasserman, their target audience is of course Channel 5. I think the current agreement that they have now with Matchroom is that Wasserman will maybe manage Josh Kelly's sort of career, and then Matchroom are the promoters. That makes a little bit more sense, of course. Such a big fight, it probably wouldn't have got the funding from Wasserman. So yeah, Josh Kelly, big task up against Bakram Murtazaliev. Murtazaliev has been avoided by Virgil Ortiz Jr. apparently, according to his manager. I mean, look, Murtazaliev undefeated. He's got 23-0, 17 come by way of knockout. So, look, he's very, very avoided, and you can see why, right? Virgil Ortiz didn't want to fight him. Sort of wanted to, go the other way. Erickson Lubin didn't want to fight him. He's not fought since he knocked out George McCluskey, I think, December 2024 in his first title defense. So he's really been avoided. And it is a big step up for Josh Kelly. But I guess, I mean, look, Josh Kelly's 31. These are the fights that he probably feels like he should be taking now. If he is to progress, the winner could face John Boots Ennis. He's currently having some issues in getting a fight due to Golden Boy. So look, I mean, whoever wins this fight is in a great position and will set themselves up for financially for the future. But I do think it's a big ask for Josh Kelly to. I guess he's got the home advantage, right? It's in the Newcastle Utility Arena. He's a Sunderland man, so he's got Murtazaliev is coming to his backyard, but he's going to need all the advantages he can get because it's a very tough task. I guess this is maybe a little bit similar to Sabine Matthias and Dalton Smith in the sense that, look, Dalton Smith was the underdog coming into the fight, and he ended up beating Matthias at his own game. So, look, what do I know about boxing, right? I seem to always make the wrong predictions, but I mean, on paper, this one, because nothing, even if it's on paper, I mean, it doesn't really come to fruition, right? That's live sport. But on paper, I mean, this looks like Murtazaliev coming in as a strong favourite, but who knows? Who knows? It'll be a very intriguing fight coming forward. Josh Kelly is quite flamboyant, and it's sort of been a little bit of his downfall. Maybe he was boxing well against Avanesian, but got caught maybe a bit too many times. But he looked very good against Davis. Wins against Williamson as well. So look, it'll be an intriguing fight for sure. Josh Padley, he's in an IBU title fight as chief support. Josh Padley's sort of story is incredible, man. It really is. I mean, from beating Mark Chamberlain, and then that was almost meant to be his sliding door moment. Nothing really materialized from that, and then Floyd Schofield happened to fall ill against Shakur Stevenson, and Padley was at work on a Tuesday. Wednesday, he gets on a flight to Riyadh, and then Saturday goes 9 rounds with Shakur Stevenson. I mean, boxing's a crazy game. So I guess the lesson in that is you got to stay ready at all times. I think even recently as well, Wilibaldo Garcia against Taraji. Oh, I think there was a fight that was cancelled the day before the fight because Garcia fell ill, and Charlie Edwards was sort of like itching, raring to go. He was in shape, and I guess look, you just need one of those lucky breaks to come to you. Um, it happened for Josh Padley. Didn't really happen for Charlie Edwards because he wasn't able to get that fight over the line. But look, you just got to stay in shape and you got to see what happens, because things do happen. So yeah, I mean, in terms of fight week, I'm hoping to travel to I'm going to Newcastle tomorrow for the open media workout. I'm hoping to interview some of the fighters there. That should be quite cool. And then I want to try and get, obviously, our sort of angle is the business side of the sport. So I do want to try and get maybe Murtazaliev's promoter there, maybe. I know Sonny Edwards is there for Leo Atang and Brad Casey. I'd love to get him on. And I'd love to obviously interview the fighters. Then I'm also going to the press conference as well. So I'm hoping, I can get I can get Frank Smith. I don't think Eddie Hearn's going to be there. He'll be in New York. But I'm hoping I can get another interview with Frank Smith. And it should be a very big content heavy week for the Hook. But yeah, looking forward to Newcastle. What else do we got to talk about? That's it. Johnny Fisher, Jeamie TKV. That fight is looking like it could get done. Johnny Fisher is of course signed to Matchroom. Jeamie TKV is with Boxer. Boxer have that deal with the BBC. Matchroom with DAZN. So I seen Johnny Fisher in an interview today saying that pretty much everything's agreed. I guess the only thing that they need to iron out is whether the fight is on DAZN or on the BBC. Again, it will be a big step up for Johnny Fisher, but in a similar vein to Josh Padley, I mean, his life got turned he was studying history at Exeter Uni and then did boxing to keep fit, got sparring with Joe Joyce, was from Essex. Matchroom gave him a promotional deal because he could sell tickets, and he's headlined at the Copper Box a lot of times. Obviously fell short against Dave Allen, but was able to go to Monaco and sort of rebuild himself. In terms of opposition, I guess maybe it is just a little bit too far for Johnny Fisher, but he's probably heard that his entire life, right? So he speaks eloquently, and he's spoken a little bit about getting financial security for himself, which boxing is a very how do I say it? It is very unexpected, and you don't know what's around the corner, right? So I guess props to Fisher wanting to publicly coming out and saying he's got that offer to fight Jeamie TKV. It could be just a little bit too much of a step up, but look, even I know that it's not going to end up on the BBC, right? Because ultimately DAZN will offer some more money, but that's the type of fight that if that was on the BBC, I mean, the eyeballs watching that, Johnny Fisher, his father, they cross over into mainstream, and now what I'm trying to say is, if that fight was on the BBC, that'd be a lot of numbers, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of publicity towards that, and if Ben Shalom can get that on the BBC, that'll be very good for boxing, and it'll be very good for British boxing. But part of me tells me that's not going to happen because ultimately the BBC don't have the budget that DAZN do. But would that fight happen? I don't know, and if it does, it'll be a very tough fight for Johnny Fisher. But I respect his bravery, and I applaud his sort of ability to just keep going. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Gustavo Lemos, Adam Azim, of course, that fight was off, but that show is still going ahead on the BBC on the 31st. I mean, on that day, you've got Gladys Krause is headlining with Francesca Hennessy. Obviously, they're not fighting together, fighting two separate bouts. Then you've got Teofimo Lopez Shakur, and then you've got this fight, Kelly Murtazaliev. So a very big, heavy fight card. It tends to always be that way. It tends to always have multiple events on that. But it's good that Boxer can keep that show going. Gladys Krause looks like he's being pushed to be Boxer's biggest star along with Adam Azim. It's unfortunate that that Adam's been injured, but I guess that is the sport. And Francesca Hennessy as well. It's a good opportunity for her to sort of showcase who she is in front of a big audience. So yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. You'll see a lot more content hopefully this week in Newcastle as we look to speak with fighters, promoters, managers, agents, etc. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.